Let us fall silent and pause before our Creator, Word, and Spirit, the God of Abraham, the unknown mystery and presence within and among us. Right here in this space and time, on the eve of Pentecost, the celebration of God's Spirit within, among, and around us. We come before our God today, this milestone day, to call down blessings on these graduates and on all who have supported them on their journey. Blessings of wisdom for every challenge, of patient endurance for every difficulty they face, of companions who will listen, ask soul questions of integrity, and support them in every life choice, of hope for every concern and anxiety that wells up in their hearts, of openness to being recipients of God's mercy and instruments of mercy with each person they encounter. We pray these blessings confident that all they need to go forth and bear much fruit will be given more than they ask for, more than they can ever imagine. Amen. Alleluia.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that
Would everyone please be seated? It is now my privilege to present to you the President of the University of Detroit Mercy, Dr. Antoine M. Garibaldi.
Thank you, Sister Mary Kelly. University of Detroit Mercy Board of Trustees, Vice Chair Sister Rosita Schiller, Trustees Brian Cloyd, Sister Linda Worthman, and Mr. Bill Young. Today's speaker, former Dean of University Libraries, Instructional Technology, Margaret Auer, faculty, staff, and students of the university, parents, spouses, relatives, and friends of the 2016 graduates, and most especially the 2016 graduating class of University of Detroit Mercy. We are very happy to have you here for our 2016 commencement ceremony. And congratulations to our more than 1,100 graduates who are receiving their graduate and undergraduate degrees this afternoon. You will soon join the ranks of more than 87,000 distinguished alumni who live in all 50 states and 87 countries. And we are confident that you will bring more distinction to the university because of your future success in your respective professions. Let me begin my remarks with a few interesting facts about your class with your family and friends who are here this afternoon. First, 70% of the 660 baccalaureate degree candidates are 25 years old or younger, and the oldest is in the early 60s. 60% of our more than 430 master's and specialist graduates are 29 years old and younger, and the oldest is in the youthful 70s. And our 16 doctoral candidates range in age from 27 years old to the late 60s. Age truly is just a number when it comes to lifelong learning. Secondly, more than 1,000 of you, 91%, come from Michigan. 4% of you come from 20 other states, and almost 5% of you are from 6 countries, including Canada, Belarus, Brazil, the country of Georgia, China, and also India. And third, women are dominant in these undergraduate and graduate classes. In fact, you are dominant by almost 2 to 1, 64% to 36%. Congratulations, ladies, guys. We have some work to do still in higher education. Those diverse similarities and differences with respect to age, your hometowns, your gender, provided you with a rich experience that you will be able to use in your careers and the communities where you will live and serve. And I hope that the friendships and professional relationships that you have developed as students will keep you connected for many decades to come. As you graduate today, please remember and reflect on 2 powerful but easily simple phrases. Be thankful and be generous. Be thankful and be generous. Be thankful for everything your relatives and friends have done for you. And remember that your dream today might not have been possible if it had not been for your family members' sacrifices. It's understandable that you would think that today is really all about you because you are the graduate. But in reality, today's ceremony is even more special for your parents, your spouses, your siblings, and other proud relatives who are enjoying this day even more than you. Thank them all, your sisters and brothers, your grandparents, aunts and uncles, and many friends for their support and constant encouragement while you were a student. And thank also your University of Detroit Mercy faculty and staff members who have prepared you to think and also make good judgments. Make your list of people to thank and personally express your appreciation to them. And remember also to be generous. Be generous with your time and with your voluntary service, just as you have been with your local and national service activities while you were a student here. You have prepared and delivered meals to senior citizens on the weekend with Campus Kitchen. You tutored students after school at Jesu Elementary School. You taught children about proper nutrition at their elementary schools and mentored young students in sports activities. And you provided health screenings for veterans, as well as assisted Detroit residents with their income tax preparation. And you also collected donations for food drives and bottled water for the citizens of Flint and participated in alternative break trips here and also across the country. Continue to serve in your communities. Our speaker today is a person who truly knows the value of service. Former Dean of University Libraries and Instructional Technology, Margaret Auer, has dedicated more than 50 years of service to this university and most of that time as dean. We thank her for the generous service she has provided to tens of thousands of students and even more citizens of the metropolitan Detroit community. And as you're expressing your thankfulness and generosity, remember also to give back to your alma mater and also to her founders, the Jesuits and the Sisters of Mercy. Through their religious order's vision and commitment to higher education in Detroit, 139 years ago and 75 years ago, respectively, professionals like you would not have had the opportunity to lead and serve in your own distinctive ways. So give back generously so others will be able to follow in your footsteps. Now that you've obtained an excellent academic and spiritual foundation, become an active member of our more than 87,000 alumni and use the values and skills that you have learned to truly make a difference in the nation and in the world. Congratulations, graduates, and much success to you, and may God's blessings be with you and your families always. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Garibaldi. As Dr. Garibaldi mentioned, our commencement speaker today is Ms. Margaret Auer, former Dean of Libraries and Instructional Technology. Margaret?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, graduates, and congratulations for a well-deserved day of celebration. Vice Chair of the Board, Sister Schiller, and other members of the board, President Garibaldi, Provost Zarkowski, deans, administrators, faculty, and guests. How could one possibly imagine when entering the university as a student more than 50 years ago, being a clerk typing library cards 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, I would be standing before you today as the keynote speaker. What an incredible honor this has been to be asked, and how truly blessed I feel. Thank you. As degree-seeking candidates, you are sitting where I sat 51 years ago, anxiously awaiting to be officially told that you have successfully completed all the requirements for your degree. So I ask you, can you visualize where you are going to be in 50 years plus? Are your goals set? Are they changeable? Are you on track to accomplish what you want? Or you're still trying to determine the path you best will take? I am really envious of you. You have an amazing potential ahead of you and an opportunity to have an incredible impact on your neighborhood, the local community, state region, and more importantly, society as a whole. And you know, today I could talk about societal issues such as global warming, crime, the need of the underserved, the homeless, politics, and a myriad of other topics. And although these are very important to each one of us, I really have a specific message I want to share with you. The message is based on something very basic: words. As a librarian, I'm sure you can appreciate how important words and the meanings they are to me. The words I'm going to highlight are terms you have heard before, but I'm going to ask you to carry these words forward as part of your vocabulary and your actions in the future. These words, when turned into action, are truly, totally in your control. These are words that have served me well in my life and in my career, and I hope they will do the same for you. Happiness. There are 24 hours in every day, and on average, we spend 8 hours sleeping, 8 hours working, and 8 hours enjoying family, friends, or participating in anything we would choose. Think about it. You are awake 16 hours a day. Do you want to be in a specific job or a profession that makes you happy or unhappy? If happy, you have 16 waking hours to enjoy life. If unhappy in your job, you have the potential of only 8 waking hours of happiness. And if you think being unhappy in your job or your profession does not have an effect on others, you are truly mistaken. Your family, friends, and coworkers will sense it. So have a passion for what job or career makes you happy. If you are not passionate or happy, have confidence in yourself to move on. Be honest with yourself. Take a chance and look for another job. In fact, look for your dream job. If you are happy, give it your all. And for those of you who are going on to graduate or professional schools, and enjoy the additional educational experience and be happy and give it your all also. Initiative. As students, you were given an incredible amount of information about your chosen field of study from the faculty and other sources, including materials you read, studied, and researched, service learning opportunities, clinical experiences, and projects. Sitting here today and earning your degree proves that you are intelligent and have assimilated the information. Now, as part of the workforce, you will, or already have, started putting that information into action, whether using specific skills, making decisions, being creative, or providing health care. The concept of initiative is important in your career choices of the future. Whether you remain in your current position, move up the ladder within an organization, or seek opportunities in a different business, industry, agency, or healthcare facility, you will need to step up and get yourself noticed, show your talents and your abilities. To be noticed and noticed well, it is important to show initiative. Opportunities will not always knock on your door or fall in your lap. Stretch yourself. See your potential. Say yes to new opportunities. Learn to engage in dialogue and let your voice be heard at the table, as well as listen and learn from others. New opportunities may lead to some frustration, but the results will be that you will be a more attractive employee or potential employee, thus opening more doors for success. Show initiative to accomplish your goals, but don't do it by stepping on others. Respect your colleagues and your supervisors. If your ambition and initiative leads to a passion for management and leadership roles, before taking the step, ask yourself whether you are willing to act on hard issues, to take risks, to accept criticism, to share or give credit to others, and whether you are ready for the challenges. Management and leadership positions have great rewards and can give you a real high on the accomplishments. On the other hand, there is another side to management and leadership. Let me share with you some advice I received from my father after I told him I was taking on the administrative position as head of this university's libraries. He said, Margaret, always remember, uneasy is the head that wears the crown. I stood there somewhat puzzled, and then he said, no matter how good you think you are in your position, you're really not very good if others will not follow your lead. Even if you are good in your job, remember you are the target. When things go wrong, it is your fault. When things go right, it's because everyone else did their job well. The crown of management is on loan to you, and it sits lightly on your head. It can be knocked off or taken away at any time. Be prepared for that day. But always remember, when that day comes, you will not be their boss, but you will still be my daughter. So please remember, life does serve up many challenges. No matter what happens in your career, both successes and failures, you are still a son, daughter, mother, father, spouse, grandson, granddaughter, etc., and you are loved. And it is that love that helps you get through the challenges. Integrity. Integrity is defined as the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. In your career and personal lives, demonstrate in all your interactions that you are a person with strong and solid values. Values you learned while growing up, values you learned from this university, values which are synonymous with integrity. Ask yourself these questions on a regular basis. What do I see as the values I should live by in the job I hold, in my relationships with my family and friends, and in my interactions with colleagues, my clients, and my patients? Do my values include ethical behavior, a commitment to excellence, respect for others, empathy when needed, acceptance of diverse opinions, celebration of ethnic diversity, and justice for everyone? And if they don't, how can I incorporate those values into my daily living? And then practice to make them an integral part of your life. Live and lead with integrity. Be committed to strong sets of principles, and do not hesitate to challenge others to live up to those same principles. Set high standards of work for yourself, and expect the same of others who work for and with you. This may not always be well received, so be prepared for the moments when your principles are challenged, and listen to your own inner voice. Also, set high standards in your personal relationships. Expect others to also treat you with respect and integrity. However, it is important to remember to keep a balance between your personal needs and the needs of others. Society and service. The journey that is ahead of you and the path or paths you take will not be on an isolated island with no one else around. Each will be a part of a community at work, your professional community, your community at home, in your neighborhood, in your city, etc. But you know, the world really needs graduates like you, whatever your age, who bring fresh ideas, who can be effective agents of change. The local, national, and global issues that need to be addressed are in your future. It is your commitment to continued improvement of society that will make the world a better place and will be your legacy. More importantly, as a graduate of University of Detroit Mercy, what you do will not only be your legacy, but will also be the university's. What you do will reflect back on the education you received. You are the university's eyes, ears, and actions as alums that reach beyond our campus boundaries. In reality, not every one of us is ready, willing, and able to take on overwhelming tasks and address world issues. Most of us, however, can help society and work on service activities on a much smaller scale. Many of you participate in service learning projects, clinical settings, counseling, and practicums, and you know some of the issues. These experiences were meant not only to give you a well-rounded educational experience, but were also to increase and sensitize you to the many ways that you can address the needs of the community, ranging from my field, collection of books for a small library, or providing care or counseling to patients. When you think of service, we often think of packaging food at places like Gleaners, serving meals at the Capuchin Soup Kitchen, and helping build a home for Habitat for Humanities. And these are wonderful opportunities to give back, and there are many other similar examples. But I would like you to think about service or giving back more broadly. For example, give back to your professional organizations to keep them relevant, supporting those in the profession, and adhering to quality standards. Help the senior citizen on your block who is not able to shovel snow. Do it for him or her. Think about a person who is the sole caregiver for someone ill. Give that person a break for an afternoon or a day. Do the grocery shopping. Be a listener for someone who just needs to talk. Send a card to someone who is going through a hard time. Or better yet, give the person a call. Help someone to learn to read. There are many more examples, but they are all in the context of society and service to it. In other words, it is not just major contributions we make to society. It may rather be the little and simple actions that go unnoticed that have the greatest impact. Thankfulness. Graduates, you really are truly blessed. You have been given many talents and many gifts. The gift of freedom, the gift to choose where you wish to live, the gift of food being readily available, the gift of shelter, the gift of an educational opportunity, the gift of working with people from diverse cultures and religious beliefs, and the gifts are innumerable. Think about what happens around you on a daily basis that you don't even notice. Blooming flowers, hearing a bird sing, and a smile from a stranger. Do you ever stop to think about these as gifts? And who do you thank for them? Irrespective of your religious affiliation, spirituality, or expressions of gratitude should be a normal part of your daily life. Recognizing everyday simple blessings is good for your mental health and helps you to be more optimistic. When you are experiencing dark days, fall upon thinking about those many blessings. Be grateful, be thankful. When you take the first letter of the words happiness, integrity, initiative, society, service, and thankfulness, which have been talked about, and toss those letters in the air, you have the possibility of 3 words being formed when those letters hit the ground. One word is THIS, this. This is your future. It is not the university's or the faculty, your fellow students, your friends, or your family. It is your journey, and the roads as well as the detours you take will write your story. You own your decisions and actions, and these are choices you will make. This is your chance to be a transformative leader in the future. And if you are not interested in being a leader, this is your opportunity still to contribute. And today, as well as throughout your life, there is the opportunity to thank all of those who assisted you to get here today and for every action you take in the future. The second word is SHI. You can fill in the rest. Yes, sometimes it does hit the fan. Sometimes things do not go your way, or you make a mistake, or someone accuses you wrongly, or people strongly disagree with you. Don't let the SHI get in your way. Be strong. Rely on your values. Be truthful. Rise to the occasion, whatever it might be. Acknowledge success and admit errors. Make it better. Always remember, there is power in standing by your values, and there is power in being humble. And the third word is HITS, hits. You have hit it big by attending University of Detroit Mercy and achieving your goal of attaining an undergraduate, professional, or graduate degree. You have an amazing future in your hands. There are musical hits, Broadway hits, and Facebook hits. But the hits I'm really talking about is living up to your potential, giving back, enjoying your job, and serving as a role model for others. As you reach your hits, your professional and personal goals, celebrate those successes. So 50 years from now, you can truthfully say, I did my best, I was successful, and I contributed to the betterment of society. I hit all 3 targets. It was at this point in drafting that speech, I had an aha moment. And it truly was both a surprise and a humbling moment because I really didn't see it coming. The words I chose are words that are integral to the mission of this university. A UDM education seeks to integrate the intellectual, spiritual, ethical, and social development of our students. You may be walking out these doors today as alum, but you are taking this university's values, the Jesuit and Mercy charisms with you. Hopefully the words I shared will resonate with you and assist you to live and model the mission of this university in everything you do for the rest of your lives. Congratulations again, much success and happiness in the future.
Margaret, on behalf of all of us, thank you for your words, your gift of words, inspirational, challenging, and grounded in reality. It is with pleasure that I call to the platform the valedictorian of the class of 2016, Ms. Sarah Frances Sawaki from the Macaulay School of Nursing.
A few months ago, I found myself sitting in an elderly woman's apartment just a few blocks from campus. I was beginning my community health nursing clinical, and my assignment was to talk with a patient, Julie, about her health concerns. I figured the interaction would be short, something along the lines of, don't forget to take your blood pressure medication twice a day. But instead, I spent 30 minutes conversing with this woman, covering a range of topics, but not finding the answers I was searching for. As we chatted about my summer nursing job, I felt defeated and wondered what more I could do. As soon as the door shut behind me, I learned the greatest lesson of my University of Detroit Mercy education. Our university was founded on the principles of servant leadership, an idea that originates from a fundamental desire to lead and learn through service to others. Long before the expression servant leader was coined, 2 trailblazing leaders, Ignatius of Loyola and Catherine Macaulay, left legacies defined by fostering the intellectual, spiritual, ethical, and social development of their communities. But how did they do this? The answer is simple. They listened. They listened to the voices within themselves. They listened to the people in their communities. They listened to their mentors. They listened to their peers. The societies that Ignatius and Catherine Macaulay founded, the Jesuits and the Sisters of Mercy, have continued to listen to the evolving challenges and needs that our communities face. Recently, the Society of Jesus resolved, thus, as this world changes, so does the context of our mission, and new frontiers beckon that we must be willing to embrace. Similarly, the Sisters of Mercy declared a special calling to serve others by listening to the needs of our time. As graduates of University of Detroit Mercy, I hope that we too can listen to the needs of our time and embrace our mission in a changing world. A few years ago, we stepped foot on campus with aspirations of selecting a major, making new friends, and joining clubs. Today, we are leaving our university with aspirations of becoming tomorrow's leaders. As we disperse beyond the borders of Detroit Mercy, I want us all to remember what our university has taught us, that in order to lead, you must be able to listen in 3 important ways. First, listen to yourself. You've spent the past few years pushing beyond your limits and reaching a potential you never knew could exist. Listen to your instincts, your victories, and especially your mistakes. Most importantly, as a graduate of University of Detroit Mercy, listen to your calling to serve. Next, listen to those around you. Listen to your community, your mentors, your friends, and your competitors. As easy as it seems to feel educated, each one of us can only possess a small fraction of this world's knowledge. Only by listening to individuals with diverse experiences and perspectives can these fractions create a whole. Lastly, be a good storyteller, but be an even greater story listener. If you take a minute to listen, you will find that everyone has a story. You simply have to tune in to hear it. As graduates of University of Detroit Mercy, this is what sets us apart. Like our Jesuit and Mercy founders, we can listen to the needs of our time and hear the stories that define our world. In our own way, each one of us can learn to live as a servant leader. Now flash back to the small apartment just down the street. As Julie and I were talking about my summer nursing job, she asked me a question about whether or not the hospital nurses would be able to help someone with hearing difficulties. Already feeling frustrated, I brushed the question off and kept talking about myself. As the door shut behind me, I realized that Julia was telling me that she needed help with her hearing, but I was unable to hear her because of my inability to truly listen. From that point forward, I began to understand the foundation of our university's principles. I began to understand the true nature of servant leadership. I would like to thank the University of Detroit Mercy, the Macaulay School of Nursing, the Institute for Leadership and Service, the Student Success Center, and Detroit Titans Athletics for the remarkable opportunities I have had over the past 4 years. I would also like to thank my professors, my classmates, my mentors, and most importantly, my family for supporting me throughout my education. As I look back on the past 4 years, I can hear the conversations that I have had with teachers, classmates, and friends. I hope that as we walk across the stage and listen to our names being called, we will also hear ourselves called to listen and to serve. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2016.